What's up everyone, you got Pesh Kumar here and welcome back to Boeing Boy. Today's video is gonna clear all your doubts. This is the ultimate guide, the everything included guide to become a pilot in 2022 and probably even the coming years ahead. So if you've decided to become a pilot in 2022 or in the coming years ahead, whenever you're watching this video, this is the last video you need to see. There is nothing beyond this that you will need to know. I'll be telling you guys the best process, the fastest way, the cheapest way to become a pilot in India. So without much further ado, let's get started. So the first thing is, are you even eligible to become a pilot? So let's have a look at the requirements that you need to become one. The first thing and the most basic one is you need to have passed your class 12th. Graduation, post-graduation, anything else is not required, only class 12th pass. Secondly, you need to have maths and physics in class 12th. However, if you did not, don't worry, it's not a problem. You can clear your maths or your physics or whichever you didn't have in 12th from NIUS, which is an open university, and you can give your exams in NIUS after class 12th. That will also make you eligible, perfectly acceptable. The other requirement is medical requirements. You need to be medically fit to become a pilot. Now what I'm gonna do is, in the description you will find links for class 1 and class 2 medical doctors. So before you even think of becoming a pilot, I would recommend that you get your class 2 medical done. Do it when you're in class 12th or when you're about to finish class 12th, because the medical is valid for 2 years. As a result, you don't want it to expire. Link is in the description for a complete list of doctors. Call up any of the doctor, probably somewhere close to your house, and have a word with them, fix an appointment, get your test done. They will brief you on all the medical requirements. If you have any special medical problems, speak to the doctors in the list, they will guide you. But I'll still cover a few of the common questions which are asked about the medicals. Are specs allowed? Yes, they are allowed. You can wear glasses. With or without glasses, your eyesight has to be 6/6. That's the only requirement. The other most common question is about height. Now there is no specific requirement for height as defined by DGCA or basically any airline. But 152 centimeters usually works fine. So if you're above 152 centimeters, you have nothing to worry about. If you're less than 152 centimeters, even then you can still be a pilot. It's just that there will be a few extra steps that you'll have to take, which basically would be, you'll have to go to a simulator or to an aircraft, and you will have to show that your hand can reach all the switches wherever they are on the aircraft while you're sitting on the seat. If you can pass that test, you're good to fly that aircraft. Another very common question is that I'm not very fit, I'm not very healthy, in the sense you're either too fat or you're too thin. Again, that is not a problem. If you're overweight or if you're underweight, that means your BMI is not normal, then you can still be a pilot. It's just that you'll have to undergo a few extra tests depending on whatever your problem is. About those tests, you can simply ask the doctors in the list given below. Moving on further, what should you be doing after your class 12th or after your graduation or whatever you've done? Well, the first thing, like I said, is your class 2 medical. Get your class 2 medical done, make sure that you're fit to be a pilot so that tomorrow your dreams don't shatter. Once your medical is done, then the next step comes to clear DGCA exams. Now DGCA exams are one of the 2 requirements to get a CPL, a commercial pilot license. The DGCA exams are conducted by DGCA obviously, and there are 5 exams that you need to clear: navigation, technical general, meteorology and air regulations. These are conducted by DGCA. There's a 5th exam, it's called RTR, it's conducted by WPC. You have to clear these 5 exams as a part of the requirements to get your license. Now these exams are multiple choice question exams, and as of now they are happening every month, literally every month. The exams have a passing marks of 70%. You can give as many attempts as you want, you can fail as many times as you want. Wouldn't recommend that, but you can. There's no limit on how many times you can give the exams. Now how do you give these exams? What all do you need to study? Well, this does not involve anything that you've studied in your class 12th or your graduation or whatever. Aviation and these 5 exams, the subjects for them, the syllabus for them is totally new, something you wouldn't have studied ever. So for that, you'll have to join some ground classes. So find some good ground classes. You can contact them, you can search on Google. I would recommend Vinod Yadav Aviation Academy. That is a very good place for your ground classes. So get in touch with them, you can call them up, you can WhatsApp them, and start off with your ground classes first. Now when you start off with your ground classes, after your medical, you will be undergoing studies for the next about 3 to 6 months. In these 3 to 6 months, you learn all about these subjects that you have to clear. In order to appear for these DGCA exams, to sit in these exams, what you need is a computer number. Now computer number is basically like a roll number that you get for life from DGCA. It's your identity with DGCA, which allows you to sit in these pilot exams. You can get your computer number online on pariksha.dgca.gov.in, link in the description, you can check it out. Once you have your computer number, once you're done with your ground classes, you will now sit for your DGCA exams. You will, I hope, pass the exams. And now that all your exams are cleared is when you should be proceeding for flying. So one of the common questions that I get asked is, 12th class हो गई है, कौन सा flying school join करूँ? Don't join a flying school just after 12th because flying school में flying होती है. Ground classes and DGCA exams नहीं होते. So get your ground classes and DGCA exams cleared first. इसके दो फायदे. One is you'll save up on time. It'll be faster. Your entire CPL will come out faster if you clear your exams first. Secondly, there are no breaks in flying. आपने एग्जाम्स पहले ही क्लियर कर लिए, so now you can finish off your requirement for flying continuously non-stop without any interruptions. If you have not cleared your DGCA exams and you join a flying school, you will start flying. आपके जब 50, 60, 100 घंटे हो जाएंगे, the flying school will tell you, please go clear your exams so that we can do the remaining part of your flying. As a result, it's always better to have your exams cleared beforehand. With the exams done, another advantage is you will have a much better idea of which flying school to join. Your instructors at the ground school, your fellow students in your class, your PG roommates, all of them will give you some or the other information, and by the end of your DGCA exams and your ground classes, you should have a much better idea on which flying school you should be joining. Now once you join the flying school, I hope you join a good one. There's a lot of them in India. I'll attach a list of all the flying schools currently operative in India with their phone numbers in the description. You can check it out. You can probably call up the flying school and ask them. But the problem is every flying school will tell you that they are the best flying school. So for that, I would recommend that while you're doing your ground classes and your DGCA exams, you speak to the students in that flying school who are actually flying there. They'll give you a more realistic and actual picture of what is actually happening in the flying school. Now if you want to check out, I have a video, should be here, on how to decide which flying school to join. Very helpful video, you can watch this as well. Now when you join a flying school, they will follow a prescribed syllabus. That syllabus has been defined by DGCA, and you will end up finishing your 200 hours in somewhere close to about 6 months, going all the way up to 2 years. That depends upon the flying school that you join. Once you're done with 200 hours, and since you were done with DGCA papers beforehand, you can now submit all your documents to DGCA and tell them to give you a CPL license. And this, believe me, is the cheapest and the fastest way to get your CPL.